back in the good old days, and just, you know, I remember working with Master Kurtz and following him and watching young Daniel-san and Stephanie grow up, and, you know, it was just, it was good times, you know, and it's been a long time, and, you know, I just, first off, I'd like to thank Master Kurtz, Mrs. Kurtz, for asking, you know, allowing me to come out here and do this with you guys. I am going to look at my clipboard, but just so I don't forget anything, because as you've already seen, I tend to drift off directions quite a bit, you know. And we've been trying to get together for a long time, we just haven't, and so this was a great opportunity to do it, and so, you know, I just want to thank you guys for letting me and my son come out and spend the day with you guys and go through the testing. You know, again, how many of you are tested? Don't let the hammer scare you. Today? That's awesome, because I teach Taekwondo at the YMCA in Springfield. I'm kind of a part-timer, but I've been teaching since I've known the Kurtzes, 1988, so like 12 years or something like that. I'm an accountant, so my math is really good. I do joke a little bit here and there, so bear with me. You know, and one thing we talk about in our class is that every Taekwondo student has a job, and your job is to get to the next belt. That's your job. That's why you're here. That's what you should be doing. If you do that, if you pursue that job, then you'll learn everything you're supposed to learn, and you'll know what you need to know. And then on days like today, you get to come in and kind of show that, you know, here's where I prove that I know what I'm supposed to know, and then I can go on and get the next belt, and then I can start learning the new stuff. And that's kind of what I want to talk about with your job, okay? And you guys know what this is?
I am myself.
All right. And I hope it's not all gross and stuff. I don't, here, I'll put it on this. And what is this?
A pincer.
You guys are sharp. How about this? What is this?
A board, sir.
Love the smell of board. Okay. Now, what is this? What's that called?
Stand, sir.
This to this. What'd you say? Yeah, aremaki. What does that mean? Yeah, down block, low block, outward extend. I've heard it called so many different things. So, if I take this, and this, and this, and this, what are all of these things? One general classification. Thank you very much. I didn't want him to talk. They're tools. Right? Okay? So bear with me. So they're tools. Who can tell me the definition of a tool? What is a tool?
A tool is something you do.
Good. Can I get a little more than that though? What is a tool?
Something you use to get a job done.
I like that a lot. That's awesome. What's your name?
Adam Drake, sir.
I'm very wise. A tool is something you use to do something. Okay? Another definition that I've used and I like is a tool is a means or a way. Taekwondo is the way, the art of the foot and fist. So these are all tools. So if let's say I want to use this tool, no, I'm not going to use it on you. To use a tool, what do we need? I need two things. What do I need? The two things that I need for a tool to be used. This might be a little hard. What's one of the two things I need?
Material?
I need the tool. I need a job to do, and then I need a user of the tool. Okay? For a tool to be used, there has to be something that we use it for, and then there has to be someone to use it. If I take this hammer and I put a nail on the floor and a piece of wood and leave it, will the nail ever get into the wood?
No.
I need someone that can actually come in and use the tool. So we need that. We need a user and we need a job to do. So what do we use a hammer for? Do you have any more of that paper that?
Yes, I do.
You don't know why. But what do I use this for? What do we use it for?
To build houses.
To build houses. Yeah. What else? More narrow, simple. What do I use a hammer for? No, we don't use it to, what do we use a hammer for?
For nailing.
For nailing. Nailing what?
Screws.
Screws? That's funny you said that, because I've nailed screws with a hammer. So you use a hammer to nail nails generally. Can you hammer a screw into wood with
Yes.
the hammer?
Yes.
You can.
I
Is that
meant nail.
is that a good use of the
Nail
tool?
can do anything until
I
we
Is there,
have a
so
hammer.
a hammer's good for nailing nails, right?
Yeah.
That's what I meant.
Sir.
Right?
Sir.
Sir. Right?
Sir.
Is there anything else you can use it for?
Killing someone, no sir.
No?
Yes, sir.
What am I doing right now?
That's sir.
That's why I had to clean it off a little bit. Hopefully I don't have black streaks on the back of my uniform. Anyway, I don't look back there, so I guess I don't care. So what limits the different ways I can use this tool? What limits are there? What limits are there? What, that's true, how much material. But what limits me to all the different ways that I can use this? Yeah, it's my mind, my imagination, okay? I would have brought a screwdriver, because a screwdriver is my favorite tool, because you can do a lot more with a screwdriver than you can with a hammer. You can pry, you can scrape, you can scratch, you can turn around and hit nails with a screwdriver, I've done that before. You can even do it for this crazy thing called screwing screws. But I don't do that too much. But a tool is something that somebody uses to do something, okay? And that's what this hammer is. It's a tool that I use, and I use it for whatever purpose I have, okay? And the more you train your mind, the more you open your mind to different things, the more different ways you'll find to use this tool. And this is a nice hammer too. It was given to me by a student years ago because we were doing a project together, and I told him how nice his hammer was, and he bought me one. It rings when you hit the nails, which is awesome. Okay, so that's the hammer. What is this again?
Sir.
What do I use this for? Anyone?
Writing.
Writing. Now, let's say I take this pen and I write something mean about somebody. That's not very good, is it? Now, let me ask you this question. If I take this pen and I write something mean about somebody, does that make this a good pen or a bad pen?
Neither, sir.
Who said neither? Why?
Because it's the person that is writing the bad thing.
Once again.
It's not the pin that's
This
doing
is
it.
just a pen. It's not good or bad. It's the user of the tool that determines whether this is going to be used for good or not good. So, once again, it's my imagination that determines what I can do with any of these tools. And it's also it's my responsibility as to whether this is used for something good or something that's not so good. So make sure you understand that. And then the next tool we have is the board. Now, what can I do with this? What's the fun thing I can do with this?
Break it.
Yeah,
Take it, sir.
don't break boards with your head. It's not good. Don't ask me how I know that. I'm not going to tell you right now. I like to use this board, I call it a tool, but it's a goal. It's a goal. It's somewhere I want to be. It's something that I want to be able to do. When you guys test today, you're going to break a board?
Sir.
You betcha. And if you pass your test and you get your next belt, then you'll have a new board breaking technique, won't you? A new goal. So this isn't just something that I use to motivate myself to try to improve, first off, my mental outlook and the way I think about things, but also my physical outlook through practicing and training to be able to try to break this board. This is a goal. This is somewhere I want to be, something I want to be able to do that I have to work towards. And again, I'm going to use my imagination, but not so much for how I'm going to break the board. I'm going to listen to my instructors and try to follow the teaching that they give me so that when I try to break the board, I'm doing it the way that they have taught me. Now, why do I want to listen to them? What makes them different than you in Taekwondo? What makes them different?
They're trying to teach you.
Yeah, but why? Yeah, they've been here before. This is somewhere you want to go. This is somewhere they've been. Someday, all of you wonderful young children are going to become teenagers. And then all of a sudden, you're not gonna believe the wisdom that your parents had, or you might not. Hopefully, you won't be those type of teenagers, but it does happen. But trust me, your parents just wanna help you get through things that they've been through that you haven't yet. Okay? And that's all that is. And it's the same thing with martial arts instructors, your grandmasters, your masters. They've been here. They've done these things. They wouldn't ask you to do them if they hadn't done them themselves. Okay? So make sure you understand it about your boards. Now, the last tool is that low block. Now, if I do this block, what can I use that for? What can I use it for? Yeah, thank you, blocking. Can I use it for anything else? Can I use this to hammer nails? I've seen
If you
guys do it.
hammer
I don't
enough,
recommend it.
it's like your toenail.
What else can I use it for besides blocking? I need a buzzer. What else can I use it for?
Attacking.
Striking. Thank you. This is as much of a strike as it's block. Who decides whether it's a block or strike?
No, but sir.
I get to decide. That's my choice. Okay? Can this work? Is this a good use as a striking tool?
Unless you're holding a spear.
Well, maybe if I'm striking you and you're standing right there, but not if there's someone on my own side. Then, well, even then, maybe you're not gonna hit me in the front. But let's not talk about that because I don't want to get it right. So let me see what I wrote here so I can get back on track. We're almost at the bottom. Blocking, striking, and sorry, blah blah blah. So to bring all this home, bring it to an end. You guys today at your testing, you're going to show us tools that you've learned, that you've hopefully you become proficient at. Okay, if you're testing, that means you show Master Kurtz, Avanim, and Mr. Hudson, whoever, you've shown them that you have proficiency, which means that you can do it at an acceptable level, and that you're ready to move on to the next tool or whatever that is. And that's what you're going to do. Okay. Where do you keep your tools? Where do you keep your tools, sir? Do you have a tool box? Or a bucket? A bucket? A bucket's a great place. That's like, where do you keep your tools? The garage. Where do you keep your tools?
My dad keeps his in a toolbox.
The toolbox? Like
Workshop.
workshop?
My mind.
Keep them in your, I like that. Okay. Where do you keep your Taekwondo tools?
In my mind. Mine, sir.
Let's just pretend, where would you keep them? I haven't heard that where you keep your, if I had one of these on, I'd take my hammer and I'd put it in like that. What is that called? A tool what?
Tool belt.
Belt. I know you guys probably never really heard of belts before, but think of your belt, and your belt color has the tools that you've learned for your belt level. And all them tapes that you have, all them awesome tapes, those are more tools. Okay? Now, when you go, say, from green to blue, or from white to yellow, or whatever, or from first dan to second dan, you're putting on a new tool belt. And when you first put it on, you've still got all those other tools in your belt. But now, it's got, through some magical bit of martial arts magic, I guess, it's got room for more tools to add. Okay? And that's what you're here to do today, is you're here to add more tools to your tool belt. And some of your tools are experiences. Okay? How many of you always break the board on the first try? Yeah, usually it's the lower belts that raise their hands. But how many of you ever not broken the board on the first try? You know, and let me just say that I started my training in Korea at Osan Air Base, and Chuck Norris trained there in like 1968. I can't believe how old he is.
Chuck
But
Norris?
he's still awesome though, don't get me wrong. But we did demonstrations, we did board breakings, and for the longest time, every try, first shot, break. And I'm like, yeah. And until I started teaching. And then I saw the students that didn't break. And I saw what they went through. And I thought, man, person, they didn't break the board, they're really nervous right now, and then they have to find a way, and they pull together, and then they break that board, and I'm like, man, I started feeling bad that I had never gone through that. And I hadn't learned what it's like to be under more pressure, because there's always some pressure, but, you know, and for whatever reason, I could break the boards. But then, you know, finally, I don't break boards as well as I used to anymore, I don't break them as much, but now there's been several times I've tried attempted breaks and they don't work. And I'm okay with that. Because I know that the only way to fail or to not succeed is to just stop trying. Okay, so give it your best shot today, show us the best you got, and you know, give me your loudest yell. Okay? Understand?
Sir.
Ready?
Sir.
Okay.